My name is Demetrius. For most of my life, I did not know who my father was. I knew for certain the man that raised me was not my blood. Volodar never let me mistake him for my father, and not, I believe, out of cruelty. I think he felt it would belittle his service to my actual father. As long as I can remember, we have traveled. He has worked as a sellsword, and I was a hanger-on, a camp brat, and then free labor for my guardian's employers. And eventually, I would swing a sword beside him. It was hardly an idyllic life, but he made certain I was usually content. Not happy, he is not a loving or soft man, but not bullied, abused, or forgotten. In the winter of my 16th year, we ran out of money. He was too old to get regular work anymore as a mercenary, and I was too young to take his place, at least by his assessment. Out of money and out of luck, he insisted that we travel to his long-forgotten home in Kiev, because he hoped some of his people would give us shelter, at least for a time. With little money and only what we could forage to keep us on our feet, the journey from Krakow to Kiev was hard and long, and we reached the city in the early summer. My short time in Kiev would change my life forever. We had no formal lodgings in the city, and we slept in the stable loft of an inn. The keeper of the inn was glad to have me as labor, to pay for a place to sleep, and he seemed to know my guardian. Volo would spend each day wandering the city, as if looking for something or someone. It was one day while he was out that the men came. They underestimated me, thinking that since I was a boy I could not defend myself. Ha! Volo taught me well, and I had been fighting by his side since I was strong enough to swing a blade. I am glad I had a witness in the old innkeeper, because one of those two men was left dead and the other fled for his life. I too was injured, but I would recover. When Volo returned after the fight, he seemed more worried than he had ever been before. Two soldiers came at the call of the innkeeper, and I was immediately taken to explain myself. While I sat in a cell, an old man came to visit me, Volo at his side.
It is true then. He is my father's bastard, I think.
The man looked me up and down. Our eyes met. He had a strong gaze, but I held it, not wanting to appear weak.
Do you know who I am, boy?
I shook my head. Volo looked at me sharply and said,
Speak up when a lord addresses you, Demi.
No, I do not know you.
It is no surprise. I am King Izislav, and this is my city. You are the bastard of my father. I remember you as a small child when my father was very old. He died when you were still young, 6 or so, I think. He must have enlisted Volo here to look after you. Someone has discovered who you are and does not want you and I to speak, I think, though I cannot say the reason. Possibly one of the other sons of Yaroslav. Possibly one of our family's outside enemies. I cannot know. You are in danger as long as you remain. Volo has impressed upon me my duty to my father's wishes. I cannot protect you, but I can provide you with the things you need to find a place for yourself in the world. Someplace far from here, where our family and our enemies will have no cause to interfere with you, either to embroil you in their politics or have you removed from this world. There is nothing more I can do for you. You may stay until that wound you took heals, but I recommend you get back on the road as quickly as possible. The man that escaped may try again if he thinks he can still take his prize.
Hello and welcome, my name is Hunter and we are playing the new CK3 expansion, Roads to Power. We are playing a little custom character who we introduced at the beginning of the episode, I think. This is our young Prince Demetrius, half-Greek bastard of Yaroslav the Wise. The one condition for our brother, I should say our half-brother, to give us the supplies we needed to be able to continue to survive, was that we leave. We are an acknowledged bastard of Rurikid, but we need to go. We can't stay here. Sort of, we're fascinated with the homeland of our supposed mother, Greece. I think we're kind of interested in that, but also Hungary and Poland are interesting to us. And of course, the Pechenez. These guys. They could be a bit of trouble. If we wanted to head directly into the Empire, we'd have to go down through either the Pechenez territory or Hungary. All the rest of this territory is controlled by members of our family who we can't trust because of the recent murder attempt on us. So I kind of want to maybe head down here into Transylvania. Over here to Demetrius, which I think is what we're going to do. So let's set our positions to begin with. We have, of course, our caravan master, who's going to be Sigrid. She is a pretty good caravan master. And our second will, of course, be Volodar, the man who has raised us and taken care of us our whole life. So that's good. We have no knights except for Volodar, because we have no people except for Volodar. Sigrid is used to being a warrior. Our culture doesn't allow us to make her a knight, so we can't. That's fine. She's still going to probably have a better time and be able to do more of the things that she likes with us than she would staying behind. This game is using a custom edited save, which will be in the description below. I edited my followers to be unique, and of course I made the connections to our dynasty that were required. So let's prepare to cross the border into Hungary, into Marmaros, which is just north of Transylvania. So grabbing Pathfinder's gear for 4 gold does take away all of the highest dangers. I mean, mercenary guards would be all of our money. If we were to get mercenary guards, we would get there more safely, but I don't think that's going to be a thing. I think we're going to just have to accept the danger. So I don't think there's any reason why we would... I mean, I guess we have to cross the bridge, right? We could go longer, but it doesn't seem any safer. We could go this way and then just enter and cross the bridge in one bad place. And then we gotta go through the mountains, which are treacherous. It's going to be a dangerous first journey, but we need to get out of here. We need to respect our half-brother's wishes. He doesn't think it's safe for us here. He thinks we should leave, and we should leave. Also, because there's a chance that he might be the one who put the attempt on our life. We don't know. Him giving us this opportunity to leave and supplying us with the camp supplies we need to do so is extraordinarily generous. And we do want to keep on good terms with him, because keeping on good terms with him will be how we get to legitimize all of the illegitimate children we're going to create. Speaking of which, let's set our lifestyle. Of course, we're going to be intrigue, subterfuge, and we're going to go down seducer, because we like the ladies. We like living a pleasurable life. Nickname the Bard. So we are a bard. Well, that makes sense. I mean, we're kind of diplomatic. We're kind of very intrigue based, and we're of course a poet. So let's get on it. Before we leave, though, let's see if it's possible to increase our brother's like of us by sending him a poem. Oh, it's only a 4% chance that he likes it. Fine. No poem then. I don't know what kind of contracts we're going to find where we're going. Hopefully we can find something that suits us. We're not really soldiers. I'll try to breach the language barrier. I don't think I have a much... Well, I do have an okay chance. Ah, good. We interpreted the instructions. Traveling through Pechinez territory is dangerous. Alright, so this guy is demanding a duel. He is not as good as me or Volodar. He's got some diplomacy. It might be worthwhile. Yeah, let's bring him. Come on, old man. You can beat this upstart. Volodar has got him. Thank you for coming along, sir, with your funny hat. We just passed through Norohoy, and now we're going to cross the border into Hungary. Can be hard times on the road, but we're going to make the best of it. For us, this is just a more improved version of the way we were living before. Now that Volodar can no longer get mercenary jobs to support us, we've got to lead, right? We've got to be the ones who make this work. So we could cross the border into these foul rumors about your brother, my king Izislav. I have traced them to the source. My knight Volodar pats a bundle of letters. The letters prove that Sigrid has been trying to drag... What? I mean, this is all the money we have. Fine. We'll give her a bit of money. She can stop talking ill of our brother. It makes sense she's talking ill of him because he did, to a degree, at least in her perspective, mistreat her. We could do the improvised spycraft. Is this one of our relatives? No, he's not related to us. It is technically still inside the king's territory, but we've moved our camp, right? I think we're going to take the job. We do need work. We're literally out of money. And we also will need the provisions. So let's take this contract. Proactive reconnaissance. Count Vishslav's call for educated reports on the happenings on the going around in his capital attracts all sorts of charlatans. Fortunately for him, my band and I aren't the same run-of-the-mill fools thronging his hall. I can trade in some interesting stories, but we're gonna have to visit some places for him. That is a big journey. It is a big journey. And dangerous to boot, but, you know, you gotta make money somehow, right? Gotta make money somehow. Hopefully, we don't have any really dangerous things happen on the road. Hayach. Low grumbling and lamentations seem to fill Hayach, the annoyed chatter of the lightly scandalized. It seems a local creditor is calling in various debts all around town, upsetting the locals worse than an unexpected tax. Worse, this is being done with the tact approval of the Count. Huh. I'll see if I can find proof by putting my ear to the ground. I can work my charms. Well, I'm much better to, more likely to succeed by working my charms, so we'll do it. Words they shouldn't have shared. So we got some intelligence off of the Count of Hayach, Count Uri. Proactive reconnaissance Tervo. The streets of Tervo are abuzz with rumors of war and blood, with many locals utterly convinced that Count Ivan plans a conflict soon. Put my ear to the ground, or I could work my charms. We're gonna put my ear to the ground. That's a really high chance to succeed. We gained some more intelligence. That's good. We're doing a great job of this. We're doing a great job moving from place to place, just, you know, proving the usefulness of our conniving. We're generous, so we want to bring this guy along. He is not a great warrior, but he is learned and diplomatic. That could be useful to us. He's a very dark-minded man, but he is honest at least. And a scholar. What an odd person. Sure, you can come along. Proactive reconnaissance Liv. All the talk in Liv's is about some official or other in Count Lev's caught taking truly staggering amounts of contradictory bribes. A little corruption here and there is nothing unusual. For many civil servants, it's an expected portion of their salary. But these things have limits. Put my ear to the ground. Try to work my charms. Do an interrogation. Costs us some prestige. And makes the Count upset. We're going to try to use my charms. They did it. They helped us. Proactive reconnaissance success. Count Vishslav's agents meet us in Liv, eager to take our report to their lord. It's not much. With our gathered rumors and hearsay being so sparse, there's comparatively little here for Vishslav's spymaster to work with. Little, but not quite nothing. In short, rumbled conversation later, the Count spies bring forth our agreed pay. Discreetly, of course. I mean, we did succeed. Danger, fire in the forest. A pleasant stroll through Ungov's forest makes me really appreciate the landscape around us. The luminous green, as saturated as a duchess's dress, makes the finest fabric. The rays of sun filtered through the canopy as liquid ichor. A vibrant smell, perhaps a campfire. I turn around to my entourage and observe the caravan master Sigurd's livid face. Fire, she screams, pointing at the not too distant flames where Victor has been trapped. Oh, I am not brave. So, Volodar is just, and Sigrid is brave. She did it without getting burned. She is a brave woman. That is why you bring someone like her along. She is absolutely, wonderfully useful. I wonder if we check out the castle, we can find something there for work. I wonder if there's any interesting ladies in the court. There's this guest. There's the countess, but we want to avoid that kind of anger. It's a young courtier. That seems pretty likely to succeed. Let's do it. Gives us an excuse to stay around for a while, right? Marmaros, the main square. There are few places as majestic as a castle, and Marmaros is no exception. Hungarian troops and banners are visible everywhere in the city. As we pass through the main gates, I spot a handful of guards peeking out from the embrasures above. My caravan master Sigurd looks around with a content face, seemingly enjoying the change in scenery. Let's have a look at the castle. Town crier perks up as I approach, incessantly chatting about the nearby contracts posted by local nobles. He is accompanied by a friendly, shift white and brownish gray old cat who looks at me with the clearest blue eyes as I intently listen to the narrated listings. Ooh, oh, cute cat. 2 Justicar contacts are created. Scholarly look would be nice. Yeah, we might be able to handle this. I mean, I'm not great at it, but some of my followers are. Let's do that. All right, let's head back. Let's go to the tavern. Let's listen to a story. Judith, how do you tell stories so well? This would give us some wit experience, but we'd have to pay her some gold. That was a great story, friend. We don't need the stress down. That story had a few good points. Let's just go for it. Oh, we gain 100 martial lifestyle experience. Nice. So let's see what's popped up. We've got this, perform in a play. We got this, protect the innocent. This is a prowess scheme. Now I think we could do this. The hardworking folk of Marmaros are near to help. Okay, let's do it. But no reason to compromise. Must ensure their safety. I think we'll try to ensure their safety. Let's see what we can do. So, outcast, victor, muscle, and you can be the lookout. Seems pretty good. We got 309 days before our seduce attempt goes through. And since we're going to be working on that for a bit, starting with sending her a poem, we will wait this out until we get as close to the top as we can, because we got to be here for this anyway, right? So let's just take our time. No reason to hurry. Hopefully there's nobody out here who's out to get us, right? Means to an end. I sit by my pavilion, letting the sounds and smells of the camp wash over me. It's different from life within the same walls of a palace, so very different. I've never really spent time in a palace, to be fair. I'm a prince only in the loosest sense of the word. You know, I've learned that I can technically call myself a prince, and so I am calling myself a prince, but, you know, I can't put my luck on that, right? I actually like the road, you know? Someday I may want to get some land, but that's definitely a time from now. As a scholar of the diplomatic arts, I am well aware of the power of an eloquent compliment. Showing admiration for a woman's best qualities is a sure path to her heart. Shall I write Margaret a letter complimenting her? Okay, so let's do ambition and lust for life. Oh, our compliment was well received. Good. You gotta stay in town this long. You might as well make the best of it, right? Plenty in common. Life in close quarters tends to magnify relationships, good and bad. Fortunately for Victor and Sigrid, their common interest in facing challenges and challengers head-on, no matter the risks, has proven to be a strong bonding agent. Let's encourage that friendship. Or I could just let them do it. If I encourage the friendship, they gain opinion of me. I'm just gonna let them be. I'm not gonna butt into their thing, you know? They know what's best for them better than I do, that's for sure. Crimes of passion. Rounding a little cluster of tents, I leave my pavilion. I come across a gaggle of followers having dinner in a small hearth. Curiously, both Sigrid and Volodar are amongst them, neither of whom particularly enjoy each other's company. Oh, you guys. I could try to calm them down. I could just let it play out. I'm not going to let them duel to the death. I'm going to intervene. Put a halt to it. Good. Guys, come on. I get it. Sometimes relationships aren't all that good, but you still need to be respectful of the camp, right? We still have to work together. We have grown our wonderful mustache. We have now 18 years of age, which is great. We've been on the road for 2 years, now or never. Margaret will be mine. In any other court. Yes. After searching the hallways of Margaret's castle, clad in servant's garb to avoid notice, I find Margaret in a secluded garden. She lights up as she sees me. The sight of her lights me up in return. For you, I would do this journey 100 times over. Yes, she will be my first lover. Sounds right. We might need to leave afterwards so we don't get caught, though. Because people don't really like it when you seduce their courtiers, because you tend to leave babies. But we are the man we are. Shadow at court. Truly a blessing to have someone like Sigrid involved in our contract, someone able to advance our goals in any number of ways, waiting for direction. An enviable combination of skill, access, and proximity to Count Belittle provides us with a variety of options on how to exploit her. Protect the innocent gains agents at heart. Potential, the future potential seems helpful. I think future potential seems helpful is what we're going to do. What is this one? Base success chance. I mean, we're already 100%, right? What does this do? I guess we're going to take the advantage, and then we're going to stop, and we're going to execute the scheme. Execute with confidence. There we go. Protect the innocent success. 3, 4, and there goes the 5th wolf this morning. I put the corpse down in the cart, right in time for Count Belittle to arrive with some of his servants. What a magnificent job, he applauds. No more murdered cattle, no more lost children. Here, have your payment. And if the common folk complain once again, I know who to call for. We have a long path ahead of us. Yes, we do. Oh, this seems like a positive time. Just here, north of Transylvania. We could head down into Transylvania, which we wanted to do. We could perform in this play, which actually seems like something that we might be a little excited by. We don't want to support a faction, that's not really us. So let's just travel to accept the play. Maybe we should move our camp, though. I mean, we have made this place a little bit hot for us, considering our womanizing. Let's check in with our lover. Oh, is she pregnant already? She's pregnant already. Well, you know, that's how it goes, right? She should be happy to have been blessed with the child of a prince, right? Thing is, I don't really want to fill my camp up with women who I make pregnant, because that's going to be uncomfortable. Plus, I think I have to make her a soulmate to invite her to my camp. Let's move our camp and then do this job. I am going to evacuate myself from this place before anyone makes any serious complaints about my little dalliance. I'm pretty sure she'll protect my identity. Try to get out of here without presence or protection. I am interrupted from my stroll near my pavilion by the approach of a nervous stranger, a man who introduces himself as Mir, and is clearly as alien to Marmaros as I. Lord, I find myself ill at ease in these lands. I had hoped that so worldly a man as yourself might prove willing to take a homeless rabbinist. You're a very learned man. And a doctor. Yeah, of course. Come on. Get in here. I have a job for you. I have a perfect job for you. We have a physician now, which I think is good. We will want to add our first building to our camp, I think. A barber's tent might be a good idea, as might a supply tent. We could do perimeter scouts. Let's do a camp perimeter, right? Safety first. Always safety first. We're gonna be living 12 behind us, so we need to have people on the lookout. We have made camp here, and we're gonna take his job. I would love to be in your play. This ought to be fun, yeah. We're gonna have a good time at this. So a shill, you could do it. Musician, oh, you're a good musician. Sigrid, nice. Socialite, do we have, ooh, Mir, good socialite. And finally, you can be our poet, and I guess we'll just put you can try to help too. You can try to help too. So 7% with the 72% maximum, excellent. I wonder if there is anyone here interesting that we could try to meet carnally. I mean, that could be worth our time. I don't think we can pass up seducing the Countess, the daughter of the man whose play we're starring in. I don't think we can pass up seducing the Countess at all. Not a really high chance of success, though, which is too bad. But the worst thing that can happen is we get caught and this guy hates us, right? What do you really expect? Sweet dreams. The banquet tables extend far. My high throne gleams with rubies and sapphires. Guests from the 4 corners of the world celebrate my 20 years of blessed reign. Yeah, it was a pleasant dream, but I don't really envy land. No, we still want freedom from responsibility. That's what we're about, right? Well, we don't want to be ruling anything. That's absurd. What? I guess she just wanted to be a warrior too much. We taught her the road, and she's decided to head out and make her own way. Sad, really. You know, our brother gave that Norse lady to us, but at least if she goes and becomes an adventurer of her own, she'll actually be able to fulfill her dream of becoming a great warrior, maybe? A bold declaration. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, our chances to succeed at this are not very good. Thank you for the gift of music. Interest budding. Nice. Nice. You know, this is probably eventually going to cause us some problems. What is this? Invitation to his chariot race? I can't. Not in the middle of a mission. Ugh, I do want to go to a chariot race, but can't do it right now. Can't be like that. This seduction is just too important. We want to be very good at the things we do, which is mostly find women on the road. Enticing opportunity so that we can get these schemes done faster. That way we can escape town a little bit quicker. And we finished our perimeter camp as well. Our camp perimeter as well, which is good. We need a new caravan master. Mayor is good at it. I think we get Volo to do it. You know, Volo is the person we trust the most because we know him better, right? So we're going to continue to try to get this play to work while seducing the man's daughter. That's just how this works, right? Okay, no, we're keeping that secret for now. For now. Maybe not forever, but for now. We're almost at cap here. These things are probably... These are going to fire at about the same time. It will be mine. I feel like she was tricking me the entire time. Well, you can't win them all, right? You know, you can't win them all. Sometimes you just can't do it. Let's fire this. Let's do it. Perform and play success. Yes. Gain prestige and some provisions and some opinion. Nice. And then he slew the voracious wolf. The drum grows louder as I make my way through the stage, trying to remember every play I've ever watched. With my weapon lifted above my head, I attack the colorful puppet. The head rolls off the stage, and the audience erupts with loud cheering. Sitting on the elevated dais, Count Otto nods. Oh, we have a long path ahead of us, yeah. It's disappointing. It's disappointing that she turned us aside. But what can you do, right? You gotta take your shot. We're still a young man. There's gonna be plenty of adventures ahead of us, so this is a collect taxes. I don't think we're super good at this. We don't want to do a treasury heist. We could move to the capital of Transylvania. Put this whole place behind us. I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna move our camp to here. Seems relatively safe. Let's see. We can use our forward scouts. Just make everything safer. And do we want to pay for the wilderness kit? Yeah. A nice, relaxing, safe journey after that disappointing outcome. We did everything. We did everything we thought we should do. You know, maybe she just didn't believe we were a real prince. To get so close this early on to leaving behind a bastard in an unlanded woman's court, though. This is why we need to push towards the ability to ignore the differences. So there's no new missions here. That's okay. We didn't go that far, but we can go to town, though, to see if we can trigger anything by visiting the castle. So we can do 2 stewardship contracts, some diplomatic contracts, or some transport. I mean, we don't want to flee the region yet, right? We're enjoying ourselves here. I think we'll take a swing at some diplomatic contracts. Sure, let's head back. We should mingle with the locals of the tavern. We don't really have enough probably to recruit anybody, so let's listen to the story. We're not stressed out, so we'll just we'll listen to the story. Oh, nice stewardship point. Great, and let's head out of here. We had a good time in Nagvarad Castle. So let's see what new kind of diplomatic missions we got. So Prince Peter up north and Themis down. Well, we do eventually want to cross into the Empire, right? That is our sort of goal. These smaller duchies might be safer. So let's head south. But we're not going to commit to moving this way permanently right now. We're just going to head down there and see if we can't impress this guy. Do we need the wilderness kit? Because I'd love to not pay for it. Let's go. We'll head south, and hopefully we can find some kind of useful mission here. And the first thing we want to do is we want to check out any rumors of the Count having any daughters. That aren't children. I don't want to expose this, but I don't really want to be known as a fornicator. That's not going to be good for my reputation. I think as long as she doesn't decide to expose us, we have time, right? We have a bit of time. So we can wait. Regaling Count Benny's court. It's not uncommon for settled rulers like Benny to play host to notable travelers like myself. For a few gifts and decent lodging, wanderers such as ourselves provide entertainment, intelligence, and a suitable distraction for many of his courtiers. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try hard to learn. You make an okay shill. You make a great poet. My spot. These two are fighting. You can be our musician. And are you better? I'm gonna put you as a shill because I think that's better for just overall success. Move your accursed tent. So these two are fighting. You know, Volodar, old man, you can't fight with everybody. But he's been here longer. So, I mean, I do have to support my old friend. He has been with me my whole life, so please don't fight with my man. I think we're gonna switch to explorers. I think that suits us better at this time. Okay, distant shores, far-off climes. To Hungarians like Count Bene, a proud Russian man like myself is a curious foreign oddity, perhaps even something of a rare treat. Who knows when they'll next get a chance to speak with my kind and hear tales of my distant homeland. I mean, we're not going to be completely honest, because we haven't actually spent that much time in Russia, but we certainly can give him the impression, right? The impression that we know enough about Russia to make this worthwhile, so let's do that. An enthralling tale. Yes. How did you get consumption, dude? Are we in a plague? Did we just deposit ourselves? No, there's no plague here. He just got consumption, like, randomly. That's not great. Hopefully he gets better. I mean, we do have an excellent doctor. That, at very least, is true. And I could pay him to make us a little bit more immune to disease. Just in case something goes wrong. I don't know if I can afford to do that. I don't think I can afford to do that. Not for long, at least. We don't even know if this job is going to be paying. This is more just to spread our legend, right? And, you know, to lie a little low after our failure to seduce the Countess. Man, shouldn't be so angry. I'm going to try to learn his language. Poor chance, because I'm not good at that. I could sway him. See if we can get him on our side. I mean, he doesn't... The fact is, he doesn't have any counter traits to us, so it does make sense we would sway him rather than try to get rid of us. During our stay at Count Bene's court, we have done our best to meet and remit entertaining and occupying retainers. It seems we may have done our job a little too well, as two of his courtiers have privately approached me asking me to take them into our camp. Oh, we like to bring people along. I just don't want to make anybody upset. I definitely don't want to make our host upset. No, we're going to burn the stress. We're not going to make our host upset. We're trying to lay low here, okay? We just failed at an attempt to seduce a countess, and when that happens, you gotta lay a little low. I was hoping for another unmarried countess, but nope. Nope, it's fine. It's fine. We may have to just wait. Travails of a cook. So he wants us to get some provisions. We're not down that much, sir. So I think we'll just make the small check. It's fine. We don't need that much, right? We're already pretty much there. Stories and glories. Dinner at Count Bene's court is an ideal time to impress his courtiers with my daring escapades. The happier they are, the fatter my purse is likely to be. Of course, this calls less for subtle wit and more for stories of grand endeavors, replete with heroism and villainy, accurate or otherwise. Eat the free food and leave it at that. We could try to tell a story of a tall tale. Ah, tall tales are the best tales, yes. Good, because prestige is definitely something we need to gather. What drives us onward? I've been wondering, my dear Demetrius. Drawls Count Bene, one idle dinner. You spin these tales of your life and deeds, yet you live near a muddy tent flat, barely sheltered from torrential rain scorching like the sun. I nod. No use in denying that. With so many of these basic comforts of life denied to you, what's the thing that motivates you to get up in the morning? Why keep marching on when the next day you'll need to do it again? Does there have to be a single reason? Simple. There are sights yet unseen. I think there's lots of reasons why we want to continue to explore the world. We want to see it, right? We don't want to be tied down. Why would we tie ourselves down to a single place when there's an entire world ahead of us? Map painting. There's something therapeutic about cartography. Taking a pen and brush to canvas, watching the curves and contours of a region come alive, seeing the world from a whole new perspective. I should create an illustrious work. My map shall be famed across the world. I always aim to create masterworks. Let's do the 50-50. Ah, we created an illuminated map of Hungary. That's cool. What happened to Volo? Died of old age. Well, we knew it was going to happen soon. We just didn't know it would be this soon. That's going to make things a little harder. We're going to need to find people. Illuminated map of Hungary. And who should take his job as our second? Mari doesn't like us that much. That being said, he is the best at the job, and competence is the most important thing. Mayor is the best caravan master, so we will get him to do it. Hopefully we can turn Mari's opinion around on us. Goodbye, Volodar. It was good to know you. I'm sorry that you're gone so soon. But in a way, I think it might be good, because you're probably holding us back a little bit morally, you know? We were having a bit of a problem worrying about what you would be thinking about us. What we had to do. Well-oiled machine. Our little fortress of tents is putting itself up every day. So these two are kind of liking each other. I'm gonna improve my opinion with them and spend a little prestige, because I think I can afford it right now. Burning at both ends. It's clear that my friend Mayor is sincerely putting his all into my court, my regal court contract, dedicating sleepless nights and long days for heroes. Perhaps it is cruel of me to use one who is dear to me so. I certainly cannot say I would like to be used so. Still, he is effective, and it's for a good cause. I could spend some time with him. Mayor, are you doing all right?
Yes, I am, my lord.
Please don't call me that. I'm not really a prince, you know.
You are, though. After a fashion. It's not a lie, per se.
No, but it's hardly the truth, either.
That depends on how you look at it.
I suppose,
Are you all right? Are you all right, sir?
Just call me...
Are you all right, Demi?
I don't know.
I expected to have Volo with me. I didn't expect to be doing this alone. But you can do it. You will find your path. I'm certain of it.
Thank you. Thank you. You feel like the only person I know in this camp anymore, and I've barely known you for a few years. Yeah, let's do that. We could use the stress down. So we did our first sway on Mari. He now has a positive opinion of us, which is good. We need to keep that good feeling up, right? The whole region is broken out into war. I wonder who's fighting who. Oh, it's a liberty war. No, it is a very small, relatively inconsequential civil war. We're definitely getting towards here. Friendly clamor. It's tough to describe what's so appealingly intimate about the low buzz of camp settling in for the evening. Maybe it's the fragrant ambitions to see the world constantly flaunted. The barked orders and trudging feet that mark the establishment of our perimeter, or even the semi-distant braying of obstinate mules being stabled for the evening. All of this forms a quiet, comforting blanket of familiarity. This is my domain, and these are my people. A small kingdom, but one where I know every sight, sound, and soul. We could walk along the perimeter. So 3 intrigue for 10 years. That's probably good. How close are we to thresholding our prestige? Because the 75 prestige at this level might be worth more to us. Yeah, it puts us over 825, puts us at 830. I think we're going to take the prestige. A shadow at court. Truly it is a blessing to have someone like Mari involved in our contract. Someone able to advance our goals in any number of ways. An envious combination of skill, access, and proximity to court Bene provides us with a variety of options on how to exploit him. Subtle gains are always the best. Scheme growth. Future potential seems useful. This is success chance. We'll take the success chance, because that'll hopefully get us closer to being done. And that leaves me with our choice here. So home advantage, we don't really care about this. Eventually we'll have to pick it up. The question is, do I want to move towards graceful recovery first for the critical failure chance gone? Or would I rather... I think we're going to go down to here. We want to get rid of the rank difference from seduce schemes. I think 86% chance is enough. Let's do it. Success. So he paid me 29 gold, which is okay. He gained 60 opinion of me, and he is now in my role of patrons. Excellent. I think we're gonna ask him for a men-at-arms regiment. I think we need our first troops, and I think he is a perfect source for them. We are now distinguished, heading towards illustrious. We can come up and settle down and think about where we're going next. Empty crates. You gaze down a dozen down, sadly, at my meal. Barely ripe apple stands out as the most appealing of the fare. There's no shortage of food at camp, but the variety is lacking. Wilting vegetables we have plenty, but I could really do some prime meat. Mari leaps to his feet, bow in hand, reaching for a quiver. I've had enough of this. These may be Prince Laszlo's lands, but I'm sure he can spare the merest trimmings of their fat. No poaching without permission. Let's see if he can do it. We'll pay him if we have to, right? He let us do a little bit of gathering. That's good. We were already full, but still, it's nice. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got for our first regiment. Oh, it's a unit of Coney. That's cool. Love the idea of having some horsemen. It's kind of great. That makes me feel a lot more safe about our traveling around, you know? And that is the end of this first episode, I think. It is very strange that I went to all the trouble to create a custom start with custom followers, and both of my custom followers left right at the beginning. I knew they could. I mean, I set her up so that she could inherit the adventuring camp from her brother, and I set Volo up so he was already 60 when he started. I just didn't think it would be first episode, right? I thought they'd be with us for a little while. Yeah, well, that's how it goes, though, sometimes. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join us the next time that we are here with our young prince as he explores the world, learning who he is, and also leaving behind a trail of children. Goodbye for now.